Hey, what's up? Wanted to kind of talk on something today because it's a pretty special day today. Uh, Today is like the 365th day that I went without drinking alcohol, and a while ago, like last year, and a lot of times this year, I didn't think I would make it that far without without drinking or fucking killing myself or doing something stupid. It's been a hard year, but today and this week I'm super grateful to be here, and I just kind of wanted to make a little bit of a message, so maybe it could help somebody else. Um, and I wanted to kind of start with like some lyrics from a song. It's called "Drug Addiction" by Kuichi. Uh, yeah, I'll just go. And I suck at singing. I'm not a rapper or anything, but the lyrics kind of hit home, and I used to listen to this song a lot, especially when I was drinking and using, uh, just like wishing and thinking about the days that I would possibly be clean. So here's this. Everybody's got a story to tell, but here's mine. My pain's deep, I've been through hell. I've managed to survive, so I got a story to tell. I stand victorious, make the sign of the cross. Look, I'm here to be the voice for every friend I've ever lost. Let me praise I put together my hands. I've never been ashamed to tell you the person that I am. When it comes to doing drugs, I've never been a rookie. But hold up, let me tell you about the places that they took me. Losing weight's a part of my daily routine. I always used against my will, just praying I was clean. So nod your head if you understand what I mean. When I was growing up, I never thought that I would be a fiend. That's just a little bit of it. Uh, but those like lines kind of embody a lot of stuff that I was going through. And like this time last year, I woke up on the couch in my front room, and I had my head was on fucking fire, but that was kind of nothing new. Uh, but whenever I looked in the mirror, I noticed there was a bunch of bruises and scratches and stuff all over my face, and there was also a hospital bracelet on my arm. And I didn't remember anything. The only thing I remember was at noon the day before, I was finishing. I'd already drank a fifth by that time, and I was moving on to my next pint. And then I remember riding my bike to this bar, and from there, everything just kind of goes black. And I remember earlier in the day, I was sending a message to one of my friends that was no longer with us. Kind of like a year before that, he chose to take his own life, and I used to talk to him a lot about that kind of stuff because I was in the same boat. And at one point, I felt like I could keep him here, and then I went down a really hard road and kind of stopped talking to him and stopped encouraging him so much. And then one night, I found that he put a bullet through his head, and that was really fucking sad to me. But I remember messaging him earlier in the day, saying that I miss him and that I didn't think that I was gonna make it that long, and that I might be seeing him soon. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, man. Long story short, I've made a lot of really bad decisions and kind of messed up my life. But at this point, I wouldn't take them back for anything because I learned a lot of lessons over the last few years, and I'm glad I'm still here. And I feel like now maybe I could help somebody else through my story and through being here for people. That's why I always post about suicide and about reaching out and stuff because I know how it feels to feel like you don't have anybody. Uh, I got like some notes and stuff written down I'm reading off, but I also have a good friend that died from a heroin overdose like about 8 years ago. Uh, and I just like I keep these people in mind because first of all I miss them, and second of all they didn't have to go and they were good people. Uh, and people don't have to die from this shit. We need like a lot more services and a lot more help, and we need a lot more compassionate people that understand what people are going through to reach out and not judge people and just be there for others. Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll say a little bit on this. I started out with like cocaine the past few years, and then moved to smoking that when the powder wasn't available, and then when I couldn't get the other shit, I would drink a lot, and then eventually I got caught for that and was on probation and caught a charge and stuff. And luckily I got that shit dropped through treatment and through doing what I needed to do. But I started drinking a lot more and then got addicted to that, and that took me to a place similar to hell, but a lot fucking worse. That almost took my life many times, and I can't put into words how miserable that was for me and everybody around me. And I'm ashamed of a lot of shit, but like I said, I'm kind of grateful I went through it, because I wouldn't be as strong as I am today if I didn't go through that stuff. And here's a little bit more from the song that I want to talk about, or sing or whatever. It says, you're talking about the dying addicts and how they are worthless, and if they put a needle in their arm, then they deserve it. But that's someone's mother, someone's uncle, someone's daughter, and that's someone's aunt, someone's son, and someone's father. As a rap, this shit is giving me chills, and I'm speaking from experience. That's how I know it's real. These ignorant motherfuckers will say it's not a disease, and look, I really don't care. You can believe what you believe. I don't care to argue. I don't gotta give you proof. Look, I was taught that you don't gotta defend the truth. It is a disease, and it's very, very hard, if not impossible, for most people to quit. People have to be more compassionate. I feel like we can help people, but there's too many people out there that throw hate in people's way, and that just makes the situation a lot worse. I know it's a lot bigger problem than just having an open heart, but if you see somebody out there, don't disregard them and kick them to the curb. Also, don't enable them, but I don't know, maybe tell them that there's hope. Send them to a meeting. There's people that can relate. When I got sober, I was going to meetings, and I would show up really drunk. There was one time I showed up really, really drunk to this one meeting, and at that point I was blacked out, and they brought me home, and then some guys checked on me the next day, and that, I don't know, that did something within me that showed that people care, even though I wasn't doing the right things, that people care about me. And most of the time I couldn't get past 6-7 o'clock in the morning, or I would start shaking so fucking bad, and that was miserable too. I lost so many jobs from that. I couldn't function as a normal adult. 7 o'clock in the morning, I was shaking, going into Fred Meyer's to get some ciders so it could hold me over until 10 or 11 o'clock when the liquor store opened, so I could go get my vodka. And I did really bad stuff, and that was not fun at all. But one time I went to the meeting when I got my wits end, and I talked to somebody after the meeting, and was just asked him, how the fuck do you get through the withdrawals? And he basically told me to either go to a detox or just fucking get through it. And I tried to get into a detox many times, but for one reason or the other, they wouldn't let me in. It was either too late in the night, it was on the weekend, and I was gonna miss like intake. So eventually what I did is I curled up in a fucking ball in my house and just shook and sweated violently. I prayed. I said, if I'm gonna die, then I'm gonna die. But I need to fucking get through this and live a better life. And eventually I did. And like this whole last year, I've been struggling really hard, and I never really understood what people meant by life gets better. But this week has been a complete blessing. Like, this month has been such a blessing. Last month, I had my 5th kid with my wife, and he's a little cutie. And I got a lot of people depending on me to do this life thing, and I'm depending on me to do it. And if you're going through anything, reach out to people, because a lot of people care. And even if you get shot down, don't quit. I've been shot down so many times, and I I gave up for a long period of time, but that just makes things worse. So reach out to people, especially people that consistently talk about it, because they're the people that understand. I just want to leave you with something. This disease is incurable, it's progressive, and it's fatal unless arrested. So there's not a cure. It's every day, it's hard work. Most days, for me, it's just white knuckle and just getting through. Literally, some days I've had to just sit in a fucking corner and just get through each second. So this disease, it brings jails, institutions, and death. But if you get clean, there's a possibility for love, hope, strength, and life. And I'll leave you with this from Kulichi's song Drug Addiction. It says, I'm doing this with courage, I'm doing this with pride, I'm doing this for every single friend that ever died. If you're out there, keep your head up, keep it pushing, you can do it.